Hello everyone, it's day 5 of 2020 allotment update. Coronavirus day, hang on, 7, 8, 9, 9th day I think, or 10th day, whatever. Anyway, top half as normal, boring, still the same. No weeds going through. Yep. Polytunnel, roughly the same. I've done a bit of tidying up in here. Everything seems to be getting there, and then nothing done on here yet. I've emptied that bin of water, so it's just got some rubbish that's got to go in the compost bin, and then that's going to go over there and collect water from those. That's going to be folded up, and I'm going to use it for the first time and use that as a water butt. Going to do all these tomorrow, but I've sorted out all of the canes, 2 different sizes here, believe it or not. These are the much longer ones here, well, by about 3 inches I think, and these are all the what I call basically the nub ends, bits and pieces that don't fit in any particular criteria. Don't ever chuck them away, because you can use them as marking your lines, as seeds, sowing and all the rest of it. And then some of them can be cut in half and used for broad bean supports, etc, etc. Pulled all these canes up from here and dug all that over with a fork. So I haven't used the mantis tiller yet, so I've done that by hand, so to speak. Foot down, turned it all over. And I've checked underneath all here, there's no weeds in there at all, so we can start doing bit by bit from tomorrow onwards. Again, this one hasn't been done apart from getting obviously the bamboo sticks all off it. That was a load of rubbish I put on from last year, but it won't take long because I've done this bed, completely dug it all over, got a load of weeds out of it. Grass, mainly grass weeds, if you know what I mean, the roots, mainly in the middle section here, so it must be running through underneath and coming up. Anyway, all that's out, well, all of it, majority of it here out. I've done it properly as well with a fork, again, foot down, turned it all over, used my gloves as well, as we're all meant to be using now. Poured it all out, so I spent a good couple of hours doing a lot of these beds and doing them properly. That one you saw yesterday, which is fine. Just noticed there's a few little bits here I missed, but you're going to miss a few bits, which is okay. But and I've worked out now that I'm going to actually do some compost bins now from here all the way down to there, so I should get 3, I reckon probably 5-foot compost bins, or maybe 4 4-foots, I don't know yet. I'll have to measure up properly. But I've checked the back garden, all the timber I've got, and they're really chunky posts, so I'm going to put posts all in, and then obviously get some decking board. Might go and buy some of this to panel it up, but there's loads of other wood up there as well, which I can use actually to replace some of the borders here and make some more raised beds and stuff like that. It's really substantial. It's 2 inches by 4 inches, because it would have been the rafters for decking, so it won't get a waste. It's good solid timber. I've also I've pulled all these tight now, again, because it was all falling away, so they're all done. So all that's done. So yeah, so the next point of call, I think tomorrow, I'm gonna move all this rubbish out of here, get all that composty bits all out. I'm either gonna put them in that little raised bed there for the time being, dig all that over, get all that ready. I'm gonna do what I did the first year and get all the butternut squash is going to go in there again with the sweet corn, and like I did the very first year where I got them massive button squashes, and I put a ton of not necessarily manure, but loads of bits and pieces, chicken pellets and blood, snot and bone and all the rest of it, and get it really fertile, ready for the button squashes. So, and that get back to when I had this plot first year. That's what I really want to do, because it was a really good year. I think the guys have been really nice to me the last few weeks, and they've said, you know, last year I got a lot of stuff on my, you know, on my plate, and they knew that, and they said looking good, and hopefully I can get a year like the first year I was here, which I think was about 4 years ago. I'm not too sure, I'm losing track of time now. But yeah, so Wonky Donkey Shed is still Wonky Donkey, but again, I've got some ideas of pulling all that across and strengthening the sides. I've got to get it all level here. I don't necessarily want to move it, because I think as soon as I move it, it's going to just collapse. So if I can just lift this side up, put some proper beams in, which like I say, I've got loads of proper wood, see if that strengthens it up, straightens it all up, and then put some wood across the sides to strengthen it up, and then continue to use it, because there's stuff in there, there's loads of stuff in there. I don't use it as in walking in and doing whatever, but there's loads of stuff in there, tools and God knows what, netting and all loads of stuff. But basically that's it. It's getting really dark now because it's coming up to 7 o'clock. But yeah, so I'm going to get that bed done tomorrow, and then I might, if depends what I want to do, whether I do the one that's covered, but it's covered, so I might leave that and then start clearing all this bed out, ready for the potatoes to go in, and go through all this wood again. I just really need to get rid of it. If it's no good, get rid of it. There's only so much you can hold on to, but a lot of these, actually looking at it, such as this, actual labels for things, and I've just left them out, so need to clean all those up and put them back into the polytunnel like I normally do. Anyway guys, as I said, the sun's going down now, definitely. I hope you're all doing okay. Keep smiling, keep trying to get out to your allotment wherever you possibly can. I know some people have decided to say enough's enough now, of self-quarantine themselves in as much as they can't go to the polytunnel or the plot, or etc, etc. We're quite good here. We do self-isolate ourselves in the plot, and we are quite stringent on clearing the gates. We leave the gates open when we know there's a few of us here. We actually don't even bother closing the gates any longer. We just basically make sure we keep an eye on it, and we keep talking to one another across plots, obviously, and then we have a look, and if there's only a couple of us left, we then shut the gates, and that's it. It's to stop people keep opening the gates, and then we have to spray it down constantly. And then basically what I'll do now is, when I go out, because I'm the last person here, what I'll do with my antiseptic stuff I've got, I'll do it, give the lock and that a good clean with some clean towels I always bring down, so it's all clean, ready for whoever comes in the morning. And we've been told to wear gloves. Obviously I haven't got gloves at the moment, but I've got loads and loads of sets of gloves, and I always carry a spare pair of clean ones anyway. So there you go guys. So if you can see that, it's getting very dark now, but have a good one, look after each other, and speak to you later. Bye bye.